Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the 2025 Met Gala. Specifically, its theme, super fine, tailoring black style.
Yeah, a really significant one this year.
Definitely. We've looked through a bunch of articles, reviews, trying to, piece together what this was all about and why it mattered so much.
And the core inspiration, it comes from Monica L. Miller's book, Slaves to Fashion. It's all about Black dandyism and how Black diasporic identity has been styled over time.
Right, focusing on black male fashion, starting way back with dandyism.
Exactly, which makes this gala pretty groundbreaking.
How so?
Well, it's the first time it's focused just on Black designers.
Okay.
And the first time in, over 20 years that menswear was the main event.
Wow, okay. That is a big deal.
Huge. And you see that reflected in the co-chairs, too.
Let's talk about them. We had Coleman Domingo, AAP Rocky, Pharrell Williams, and Lewis Hamilton.
And LeBron James as honorary chair, though sadly he couldn't make it, knee injury.
Ah, right. But looking at the ones who were there, Coleman Domingo, his red carpet style is always so, innovative.
It really is. Yeah. Eye-catching, but also feels connected,
Yeah, like he uses fashion to say something, connect with the community, kind of mirrors his career, breaking boundaries.
Totally agree. There's an intention there.
Then AP Rocky, his influence on hip-hop fashion and just fashion generally is massive.
Undeniable. Always experimenting, pushing things forward. A perfect fit, really.
And Pharrell, decades of influence, right?
Yeah.
Music, fashion.
Oh, yeah. Collaborations with Virgil Abloh, now heading Louis Vuitton menswear.
Yeah.
He's got that deep knowledge, that curation expertise. Plus, he always brings the experimental vibes.
He really does. Now, Lewis Hamilton, maybe less expected for some.
Perhaps initially. But he's a serious fashion guy. You see him in these avant-garde shapes, bold colors.
He definitely takes risks.
And champions emerging designers, too, apparently. So it fits the theme of innovation in Black style.
Good point. And LeBron, even though absent, his style, modern, patterns, relaxed, fits, it kind of represents that evolution, doesn't it?
Yeah, shows how those earlier influences are still playing out today in mainstream culture.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Our mission here is to really unpack this theme, super fine, tailoring Black style, and see how it all came together at the event.
Let's get into it. What does superfine actually mean in this context?
Yeah.
R.E.A. Hughes wrote about Black dandyism.
Right. She defined it as like a dedication to dress, almost a discipline.
Exactly. Often tailored, yes, but it's evolved. More casual now, more fluid, more free.
So not just sharp suits, but an attitude, an expressiveness.
Precisely. And it links straight back to Miller's book again. She traces it from 18th century Black servants in England using clothes to assert themselves.
Wow, that far back.
Yeah, all the way up to the Harlem Renaissance post-emancipation, that explosion of expressive style.
It's about fashion as identity, as agency, especially when other avenues were restricted.
That's the core of it, a really powerful history.
It seemed to resonate too. Anna Wintour apparently said the Black community's response was so touching.
And then she learned a lot from the exhibit. That suggests it hit home.
Yeah. And I liked Cynthia Erivo's phrase celebrating the history of the flair.
Flair, that's perfect. It captures that essence, doesn't it? The style, the confidence. It's more than just the clothes.
Definitely. Okay, shifting focus a bit, but still related, the gala's main job is fundraising, right? For the Costume Institute.
Absolutely. And this year, record-breaking.
How much are we talking?
A massive $31 million.
Wow, that's up from $26 million last year.
Yep. First time they've ever crossed the $30 million mark.
Incredible. And the tickets themselves are, what, $75,000?
For one ticket. Tables start at $350,000. It's definitely exclusive.
And invite only, managed by Anna Wintour since '99.
Right. And under her tenure, they've raised something like almost $250 million overall.
Just staggering. So the success this year really highlights the event's power and its importance for the museum.
No question. Okay, so the main event. The carpet. The dress code was tailored for you, inspired by Black dandyism.
And the interpretations were all over the place, in a good way.
For sure. Where do we even start, Rihanna?
Ha! Always. Marc Jacobs look, right. With men's suit sleeves tied like a bustle.
Yeah, and that incredible long mermaid twist hair, very unique construction.
Totally playing with tailoring elements. Then you had a lot of women incorporating menswear details more directly.
Right, like pinstripes, classic tailoring. Emma Chamberlain, Zendaya, Tiana Taylor.
Zendaya's white trouser suit, Louis Vuitton, just perfection.
Flawless. The tailoring, the wide brim hat, so chic, so powerful. a direct nod to menswear, but completely modern.
And Doja Cat went in a totally different direction.
Fearless as always, that Marc Jacobs bodysuit. Orange and black wildcat print with pinstripe shoulders.
Yeah, very bold, very avant-garde take on tailoring.
From town to tailor, that zoot suit look.
Oh my God, stunning. The red top hat with feathers, the huge cape with flowers and bling.
And it was a collaboration with Ruthie Carter.
The costume designer, wow.
Yeah, so it had that deep historical connection, celebrating the zoot suit era's bold style, amplified by Carter's involvement. Just incredible.
Even Madonna got in on the menswear tailoring elements.
Shows how broad the theme could be.
And the Jenner's Kylie in that Ferragamo corseted look, kind of mimicking tailoring.
Quite structured.
And Kim in that black leather chrome hearts dandy look with the tall hat.
Very different takes. Kim's was more theatrical, maybe?
Yeah. Then Kendall wore Tori Shejudumi.
Oh, the British, Nigerian, Brazilian designer. Elegant skirt and jacket.
Right. A more subtle take, but directly spotlighting a black designer, which was key to the theme.
Definitely. And you also had amazing gowns like Megan Thee Stallion and Michael Kors.
High slit floral lace. Beautiful.
Dua Lipa in Chanel, giving elevated flapper vibes with the feathers and the hair.
Yeah, the S-curl look.
Miley Cyrus and Aaliyah, cropped croc jacket, taffeta skirt. Still felt intentional, expressive.
It shows the tailored for you idea wasn't just literal suits, but about personal, deliberate style.
Exactly. And Diana Ross. A moment.
Huge white train with her son, Evan Ross. Iconic.
Just pure glamour. Okay, let's talk about the co-chairs himself. Coleman Domingo.
In Valentino. And his inspiration was fascinating. He mentioned Othello Kings, the color blue.
Yeah, referencing an enslaved person wanting to wear his finest blue suit. Such a deep connection to the history.
And he had a second tailored Valentino look, too. Polka dots and plaid. He really committed.
He did. Then Lewis Hamilton.
The ivory tuxedo, crop jacket, beret, and the cowrie shells.
So symbolic. He talked about ivory for purity and status, shells for heritage. Really thoughtful.
It connected tailoring with culture, identity. Very powerful.
And Farrell, Mr. Louis Vuitton.
The pinstripes made of pearls.
15,000 pearls. Can you imagine?
400 hours just for the jacket? That's artistry.
Breathtaking craftsmanship. Taking tailoring to a whole other level.
Tyson Beckford looked incredibly sharp, too. Custom Ralph Lauren purple label.
He called it a dandy meets James Bond vibe.
And a full circle moment because Ralph Lauren helped start his career. Nice personal touch.
Yeah, classic elegance with that personal story. And Swiss Beats.
Matching his suit to Alicia Keys's Stole.
Cool.
And the red durag by Paul Richards. Plus the shades, blending formal with streetwear. Very now.
And Keke Palmer. Loved her look.
The white Vera Wang gown over tailored black pants.
Yes. She called it masculine with a feminine tribute, inspired by Dorothy Dandridge.
Such a smart, nuanced take. Honoring a legend while playing with the tailoring theme.
We should mention LeBron again, just briefly. His absence was felt.
Yeah, he posted about being disappointed to miss a historical event.
He recognized its importance even though he couldn't be there.
Definitely underscores the significance.
So stepping back, looking at the whole thing, this wasn't just another party, was it?
Not at all. It felt like a real celebration. Of black fashion history, yes, but also where black style and design are now and where they're going.
And that idea of fashion as, like, a personal investment, a way to express yourself, the co-chairs really embodied that. Absolutely. It was a major moment for recognizing and celebrating the huge contributions and influence of black style globally.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive on the 2025 Met Gala, what are the big takeaways?
Well, definitely the groundbreaking theme itself, super fine, tailoring black style, rooted in Monica Miller's work on dandyism.
And seeing how everyone interpreted that tailored-for-you dress code in such varied ways on the red carpet.
Plus, the fundraising success can't be ignored. That record-breaking $31 million.
For sure. And the historical context Miller's book provided, seeing fashion as identity, as agency throughout Black history. This gala really shone a light on that.
It really did, a significant celebration of that heritage.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. This concept of tailored for you, how does that resonate beyond just clothes?
Yeah, where else in life do we see the power of things being intentionally created for an individual or by an individual for themselves?
And thinking about Black dandyism specifically, what does its history teach us about how powerful personal style can be as self-expression, even self-assertion?
Lots to think about. We definitely encourage you to look more into the designers featured and dig deeper into the rich history of Black fashion.
It's a story that's still unfolding, still inspiring,